on mid, looking for some level 1 advantages as well.
Yeah, Nautilus has been, at least in this patch, the most common support overall, so it seems like everyone's catching up to the Core J meta. I don't really disagree, but it is always, I find it very fascinating. When a champion eventually becomes #1, who already had it #1 a month ago, right? Because eventually everyone realizes that you were right, but I just find it very compelling that like, oh, no. TL and Core J, like, they knew this back in January. Like, that was already the call, and then everyone else caught up. Volibear locked in. Jinx here as well. Keep in mind, Aphelios up and available, but Jinx has been pretty highly prized as Kai'Sa joins the ban list, and now we're going to look at the nerfed Zeri as an option.
Seeing a lot of Zeri versus Jinx. 100 Thieves going to be pretty happy, I think, to have FBI on that Jinx and focusing on the team fights. Generally, there have been 2 types of 100 Thieves drafts, and there have been very, very heavily focused on 5v5 and playing around FBI, kind of the classic 100 Thieves, in which case they usually get Ssumday a tank topside. And then there have been the split push Ssumday Tryndamere style drafts from 100 Thieves. Since they haven't invested in it early, of course, they can always save their red side counter pick for last for Ssumday to keep EG guessing. But with this draft already, I'm kind of assuming 100 Thieves will go with the 5-on-5 setup. They've got safety now with Tahm Kench for the Jinx as well. When you're looking at a Jarvan lock-in and a Nautilus on the opponent team, Tahm Kench can do a lot to save a low mobility carry in those scenarios.
Yeah, for sure. So going to be looking for what the dives look like and who else can get stuff done. Because yeah, maybe you save FBI, but does Abbeddage get to get a lot of damage out, or can you stick long enough that as Jinx comes back out, you still finish the job. So gonna look for that one. See, Inspire going to be on a lot of early pressure. Really, both the junglers are, of course. Let me go to the second phase of bans. Rise off the table. Tryndamere here as well. Worth noting, every single team today picked red side that has been the popular side in the sort of the current landscape of League of Legends, the current set of patches.
Counter picks, baby.
Yeah, it's counter picks for top lane, right? Where the more I watch it, the more I've been enjoying the TP changes where, 2-on-2 is more straight up. And okay, we're seeing different champs because of that, sure. But like top lane actually gets to play the 1v1 in top lane. It's not about who TP's bot at level 6 and turns fight around. It's you actually have the extended 1v1 to play and kind of flex your skill level there. And it means that, well, because of that, we care about top counter pick way more.
Yeah, I've also been very, very interested in early jungle presence. I mean, these are definitely 2 of the best junglers we have in the LCS. Jarvan versus Volibear is a really interesting matchup because both can make things happen early, affect the lane super early on too. So we'll see about those solo lanes, and it is going to round out all solo lane bans. They end up banning away multiple mid laners here, and as well as taking off the patented Ssumday Tryndamere, so that won't be the option for them this time around.
No, just going back and forth, figuring out what they want to play, of course. Mid lane yet to be locked in, and if they want to go for mid lane first.
Ahri is very high prow and still has not been banned out, and especially with the Ryze and LeBlanc both being banned there, Ahri is definitely kind of the premier roaming pick mid laner that would still be available.
This is Ssumday's first Graves pick of the year. Lock-in and spring split. I'm just surprised because he has been on damage the whole time. 4 Tryndamere games, 3 Gwen games. His first Graves of the year, and they're going to actually save mid lane for Abbeddage instead.
Yeah, I mean, Graves, even though it's fallen off a bit in priority as well, is still a very strong blind pick for top lane. Gives you a lot of control over the wave. And doesn't require a bunch of attention. So allows 100 Thieves, allows Closer to try and focus some jungle attention either towards mid lane or towards bottom lane to try and get, FBI or Abbeddage fed in this matchup. And the blind Orianna coming out from Jojo. Again, no real big surprise there. Probably over the course of League of Legends history, the most blind picked mid laner that we've ever had.
What if I can easily find that? Because it's not the first time I've heard it. It's probably true.
Yeah.
As even just the most overall picked mid laner across League of Legends. And okay, Twisted Fate coming back in there as well. We saw CLG play it yesterday. Not a highly prized mid laner, under 25% presence on this patch worldwide. But coming in saying, no, we really do care about side lanes. Obviously, 100 Thieves notoriously love to play around that bottom lane, but I don't know if Jinx Tahm Kench beats a Zeri Nautilus. Regardless, that's the playstyle.
And you can really go for dives with this 100 Thieves composition that they've got set up here. This is one of the things that got them the championship in the LCS last year and got them so much success. So see if they can replicate that today.
EG on Thieves, let's go.
She got robbed! Taking more time to find them! And this is before we even take. Yes! Let's go! We're one cut down and you want to FF?
The degeneracy of Mr. Dash. More beer pong next week after LCS on Sundays. So we'll see you then, everyone.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift, Evil Geniuses and 100 Thieves. 4th place, 3rd place, battling right now. Thieves, of course, the defending LCS champions. Hoping to make that one a back-to-back. It has been a rough road so far, a unceremonious early exit in the lock-in tournament, and a slow start in the spring split itself, though, with the longest winning streak currently in the LCS, maybe they are back on form. EG, who looked great in lock-in, also had a slow start in spring, trying to find their way back up as well.
Yeah, I mean, you say that, but 100 Thieves are 3rd place right now. So,
Yeah.
And Team Liquid Cloud9 looking like juggernauts. So, honestly, I do think it is a decent kind of mid-split resurgence from this team. We'll see if they can keep it up here. Abbeddage on a Twisted Fate is definitely a look that does require some proactive play from 100 Thieves, and also can really buff up what I feel like is their best performing player is Closer. I just feel like Closer has done so well, continuing off the success of last year, where he got the finals MVP. Him and Ssumday have really been putting in the work for this team. And since Ssumday got his Tryndamere banned this game, I think it is kind of on Abbeddage here with this Twisted Fate to help Closer out with any sort of, ganks and invades that he tries to set up here.
For sure. Well, the bot lanes show up after giving their junglers a leash in both cases. Red Raptors for Inspired. We've got the standard sort of bot side full clear for Closer. Very easy for Volibear to go for Gromp second. And it fits his comment pattern. He's mostly single target, to be honest. So we'll see where they go from here. If it's going to be the early Gromp for 3 and then the path back down or early gank top. A lot of ways you can go for it with the Jarvan. Skipping Krugs is very, very common on that champion. And Jojo, good early trades against Abbeddage. Gets the area, get the auto attack. And he's up on CS.
And you can see the wards. Whenever there's a Jarvan in the game, you have to be aware of level 2 ganks, but also the fast level 3 ganks. And so double wards in the river up towards topside, 400 Thieves. The fastest level 3 where junglers have been kind of trending towards is the Red Raptors Gromp into gank. But having those early wards in the river allows Ssumday to freely push up here with confidence while he still has the vision. And then as long as he can push this in with Graves, again, tremendous AoE, one of the reasons why it's blind picked so often.
Yep.
All you have to do, shove this wave in, be able to get it to crash and bounce off, and you're under no real threat, especially versus Mini Gnar.
And there you go, 3 minutes in, and normally, yes, Jarvan would be here if there was a play, but we already saw the ward down the river. It's worth noting, theoretically, if you spent a lot of time, you could skip Gromp, flag and dagger over that wall, wait in the brush, then go for round 2, but that would be so much to sell out. There we go, a flash force out of Jojopyun. Nice setup there as Closer walks up for the gank with Abbeddage. And that is a summoner they can punish for the next 4 minutes.
Yeah, it's just that your flag is a very long cooldown, 11 seconds. You have to wait sitting there in the brush, twiddling your thumbs as a jungler. Junglers, let me tell you, you get real antsy sitting around for over 10 seconds in a brush.
Yep.
And so, yeah, the mid pass there gets not too much, but Closer moves down for a kind of deep ward to help out with that vision we're talking about because Ssumday wants to keep pushing. So Crab plus this ward, which I'm very fond of putting control wards in this little brush too, sees a lot of the possible gank avenues.
Yeah, that's pretty good. I know what you mean about antsy junglers. That's why I play Nocturne. So I can just do camp and still be in gank threat, you know? And it's all right. I don't have to,
always
wait
be
around.
farming.
I don't have to wait out for my teammates. It's great. You know, got that ABF going on. And yeah, my CS never looked better. So, so far so good. But very small lead to Evil Geniuses. The fact that their bot lane is crushing right now. Indeed, Zeri and Nautilus is the stronger duo. That's not much of a surprise in the early game here. Early recall for FBI has a call to sustain a bit more.
Yeah, especially since those little nerfs to Jinx that I feel like a lot of people kind of shrugged off, but did seem very meaningful for at least the early lane phase. You know, the early mana and the early range on Fishbone scaling up, I think it is a correct way to try and nerf Jinx, you know, because having a lane phase as strong as she had with the, you know, team fight scaling that she had is definitely a crazy combination. And so there's no question Zeri early on should be more powerful, especially because Zeri can spike on early Trinity Force purchase as well. No indication yet. He could still go crit build. It's only one longsword, so hasn't committed here.
Yeah, Kraken Slayer, Essence Reaver, and Triforce are all, I think, competitive with one another. I think you, like, compared to the old patches where I think you were actually trolling if you went Kraken Slayer, like on release Zeri, you were just kind of wrong, and we saw that, by the way, but, you know, whatever. Triforce is the best. It's much closer now, and I think you really have a choice of, like, well, I can go Bruiser build, but if I'm not going to get dove on, my scaling's better, my DPS is better if I go for the more crit-focused, and you have a real choice there.
Yeah. But playing into a Twisted Fate also, even though you have a cleanse, you're always going to want a little bit more HP. Here's the first dragon, though, from 100 Thieves. Off of pushing here on both mid and bottom, able to converge on this objective. And while Inspired is top side, finishing up that farm on Jarvan, 100 Thieves rack up objective number 1 of the game.
As the waves go down, we will not have Hextech Soul, as the second dragon is going to be one of those. Fair enough, as of course Inspired was tracked. He killed, or at least attacked, the topside control ward. Flows are going to be on that side of the map as well, but ultimately just taking farm back and forth. Does show, though, that Inspired, his team has more map control, seems to be able to get top scuttle. Everything past the first one is worth, I mean, just incredibly efficient golden XP, plus the vision, which obviously matters there as well. And now, his brush. Ooh, that could be a hit on Abbeddage. Yeah, he's going to find the knock-up. Shockwave to follow. A huge amount of damage. And no way to flash out. No reason to. Well ganked by Inspired.
Yeah, no hesitation here as Abba goes over to try and ward this brush. Jarvan, easy EQ combo. An instant follow-up with the Shockwave from Jojo. Nicely done from Evil Geniuses.
Yeah.
This is a huge influx of early game gold, because that's first blood money. Plus they were pushing on a very big, almost triple stacked wave there. Teleport is used from Abba to get back out, but still, quite a few of those minions did drop to the tower. I think at least one melee, probably two.
Although I do want to criticize Abbeddage for that death, because unless I'm like really misremembering, they saw Inspired kill that topside control ward, and then knew Scuttle was coming up, which means they know, like, he's spending 10 seconds on that side of the map, and he goes, like, back to ward there in Jarvan range.
Yeah, it's definitely a danger zone there. It's that kind of dichotomy you see that laners are come up with so many times. They're like, I have this feeling, and I know he's on the top side, so I need a ward in this brush. But if I go into range to ward this brush, I am then in range of EQ and in range of danger.
Yeah.
And just a good punish there, instant attack from EG, but definitely not cautious enough from the side of Abbeddage and 100 Thieves. And also, when you're playing Twisted Fate, this is the stage in the game where you're really supposed to threaten roaming to both sides and supposed to have more control of the vision around mid lane, so your Twisted Fate can be the one in the fog of war, and your Twisted Fate can be the one applying pressure by simply dropping off your opponent's map.
Yeah.
But with all this vision invested by Evil Geniuses, they're really countering it.
Yeah, even though bot lane was frozen, right? 100 Thieves actually has that one on their side of the map, makes it easy for TF to get behind, you know, maybe get something done there, but as you mentioned, not being kind of allowed out of mid lane makes it a lot tougher.
Yeah, that's why I really like those wards right there versus something like Twisted Fate, because it can see which side of the lane he hovers to, and you can early alert either your top laner or your bottom lane to try and keep track of him with that global ultimate.
But EG still with control. Looks like first Herald will be theirs. Vulcan will walk up. Danny's actually on the way now as well. But I mean, this is kind of ironic. It's bot lane turrets taking a lot of damage right now. FBI is free hitting in minigun form. One plate taken so far. Ultimately, Herald is indeed going to be claimed, and looks like he may not get more than just that one wave pushed in. Now it is still again 100 CS gold dropped, 160 gold earned for the plate. Danny will grab wave number 2.
Top side, just using the ultimate to try and push wave there for impact. But yeah, honestly, pretty good payment acquired for 100 Thieves for that big investment of 4 people from Evil Geniuses up towards Rift Herald, up towards the mid lane. it kind of looked like they were waiting for some sort of counterattack with him hovering in the fog of war, expecting some aggression out of 100 Thieves, but since it never came, FBI got to farm back up on top side, or bottom side.
And we've got a pretty close game down there as well. They had actually tied up the CS a little bit ago, or at least got it closer than it was at 20 off. So relatively close between these AD carries. In a close game, 225 gold on the team with First Blood.
I'm kind of surprised there's not more early action from the Volibear Twisted Fate side of this matchup. We're almost 10 minutes in the game. Level 8 Twisted Fate, double summoner spells available, and a Volibear with ultimate also. Definitely well equipped for diving. And if they just need some sort of advantage on either side lane to be able to work off. And you can make a devastating play. Twisted Fate ultimate teleport in, Volibear ultimate for turning off a tower. You can definitely force some early game here, but no such occurrence. And we might just be waiting for dragon stacking then, because it's only 23 seconds left on the next one. And that would indicate a bottom side setup. Neither top laner will have anything to do with it, because we are living in the world of both unleashed teleports being a thing for 14 minutes, but also both of them are on cooldown, so they can't even get to their own towers down there. And it's just going to be about mid-jungle. Can they help out and get this priority on the setup?
As TP comes into mid lane, there is Dragon number 2 in the setup. What's it going to look like? Scryer's Bloom actually helps make that a lot safer. Closer, able to defend his own control ward. EG are the ones with Fog of War. But they used to have a bit of pressure. Mid lane, it isn't going to be that way pushed in first. TF locked in under the tower. Of course, he can always open to join. And Closer, yes, going to pull it out. And as they play on the right-hand side, they don't know one's not too close just yet, but now they walk up into vision. Could be a team fight. Close in gold. Engage comes in. Big damage on a Nautilus. It's going to be a walk back, and that's going to be all right. That's going to be Jarvan grabbing it. Inspired takes the dragon and walks out.
Pretty Chad move here from Evil Geniuses. They just walk up, bully them off, smite the dragon away. Inspired grabs that one. No unnecessary bloodshed, Phreak. Have a good, clean game here between Evil Geniuses and 100 Thieves. And Evil Geniuses feel so good about the pace of this game. Now they've evened up the dragons. With the early attack onto Twisted Fate, they've kind of kept Abbeddage in check here. No early aggressive moves from this champion out to the rest of the map. And Jojo has a giant CS lead over him to boot as well, off of that kill, off of the little pressure that Inspired was able to get out. And honestly, Inspired yesterday might have had his best game of the LCS of the entire time since he's been here. So really, really nice stuff this weekend from Evil Geniuses. Let's see about this move from 100 Thieves, though.
And technically did get the R out of Abbeddage, so it was 100 Thieves in the mid lane, but looks like he was able to get vision. Sadly, no teleport, though, so, I mean, but it's rough, right? It's always the joke is, like, how long does it take for TF to find an ulti? Nice engage, though, on a Nautilus. Vulcan has a flash, but doesn't have a prayer at getting away. Abbeddage claims the kill, spits him right out. The mother bird helping his little babies. Abbeddage gets 300 gold for the credit.
Where are you going? Vulcan wanders into enemy territory over multiple wards there, trying to get some deeper vision, and huge punish from 100 Thieves, but not necessarily a very exciting one. Just extra support kill goes over, and some more vision denial.
Yeah, EG support boldly went where no EG had gone before, and it turns out it was hostile territory. And the poor man, you know.
I like it, okay? The connection. Honestly, I have not heard another attempt at like a Vulcan, incorporation into a cast in quite a long time.
It's only been like Live Long, and I've used like Live Long and Prosper once, maybe twice. Maybe just not with you, and it's like, occasionally you go for that one. I may have gone Death Grip. I know it's not really a thing in the canon, but people know about it, so, a little bit of that tricky humor.
It's first game of the day. It's starting out a little slow. I let it slide. I like it.
Exactly. He'll hit a tricorder later on. That's how he finds the wards.
All right, we're done. No, I'm putting a stop to it.
We're putting a stop? Okay.
You've had your time.
All right. Like a well-stocked chef's pantry. All right, moving forward. Yeah, I know, that was... bot lane being pushed in. FBI open to find his way onto a second turret plate. Only get his nose up and close.
Looks good.
Yeah.
Looks good. You've got your Twisted Fate.
3 seconds.
See, I want to point out the mini map as well for some
we missed the plate.
That was also because of a hover. Oh, never mind. Let's
Huge
remove
flash
that.
engage. That is a knockup. That is now Tahm Kench in the way. Ulti up in 5 seconds. He cannot save his teammate. Flash to safety, though. FBS are going to keep the fight going, but Danny wants forward. However, getting chunked down, has to flash back. And here comes Twisted Fate, and he's going to be pretty close by. That's going to be the wild cards. Ooh, did not cut the brakes quite there, and they're going to come right back in. Huhi going to be a bit low. Spits out FBI. No kill to be had, and now here comes Gnar. Has a flash, has a Gnar. Can he find the target? Doesn't go for the play. Abbeddage, no flash get away, gets slowed up.
But that's their top lane teleport. That could mean a whole turret. Graves already has taken so much off of top turret. If you teleport away from top lane, you are, in essence, giving up an entire objective here. Indeed, Ssumday will take that turret in payment. So while the cover teleport from Impact stops the play from 100 Thieves and stops the possible dive that was about to go down, they still lose first turret topside of the map to 100 Thieves. More gold going into their coffers. He also shoves the wave in, so a lot of CS denied at the secondary turret there. And in the recalls here, FBI should finish up on this bottom side one. So now 100 Thieves coming alive in this game. And we got to see the first play where Twisted Fate map presence was really felt. Off of the 100 Thieves play on the bottom side of the map, and the teleport through there with Abbeddage. It's a chain of effects. 2 turrets is a very, very big early game lead. Here's another look at how Abbeddage got chunked out before teleporting in. You notice he teleported in with like 50% HP because him and Closer went with the first move here onto Orianna. And Jojo tries to flash away, but they get that kill, and you get the chain kills, kind of a domino effect across the map here. Very, very timely manner allows them to get as much gold as they did. Again, Huhi uses the ultimate here from Tahm Kench, but as soon as that teleport went through, they knew all we have to do is get out without Impact getting anything down there on the bottom side of the map, and we will win in nature of Ssumday pushing hard on top side. So finally, they do answer up on that one play for topside with the Rift Herald, but it's going to be a sustained 1.5 thousand gold lead, 400 Thieves off of those 2 plays.
Looks good, and of course, very little of that. I mean, 600 is TF passive, which is just part of the power budget. So you erase that if you're like saying, hey, the scoreboard is results-based. Okay, well, they've, earned gold, plus 900, looks pretty good. Second dragon out for them as well here. It's going to be Cloud Map, of course, and Closer looks like it's going to be uncontested entirely. Looks great. Huhi, yeah, we're really, really sure no one's going to be here. Blue Trinket says, indeed, they're attacking it. Not a lot gain of that one. Donates 15 gold to FPI, but make sure they know what's going on. And we look at the next play that's possible. Looking at mid lane here is Impact and Close are going to notice each other. Abbeddage pushing in the bottom side.
Also, a couple of stopwatches, key stopwatches from 2 champions we called out for possible tower dives on the side of 100 Thieves. There is, of course, one in Inspired Inventory as well for the side of EG, but I really feel like now is a great time for 100 Thieves to make a play. They've got Twisted Fate and Volibear ultimates back and available, and a wide open map. Both side lane turrets have been knocked down, so anybody pushing out should be a possible play.
So Jojopyun going to check what's going on the top side with the ball. Might have spotted a ward, gets rid of it. And mid lane pressured up by EG, but never looking at the turret itself. Easy wave clear comes through for the Jinx of FBI.
So Ssumday with the completed Hullbreaker on Graves now, this is the nerfed for range Hullbreaker, but it still is going to provide a lot of pushing power for him, and he's at secondary turret.
Really good damage though. Jojopyun gets the better of the trade by far, but I got 1 second stun, but be careful, Inspired. Go for the play, but there's a stopwatch available, so can't get much done. With the reinforcement, that would have been a one-way trip for EG's jungler. An ulti traded for an ulti, I believe, is Jojo with a slightly shorter cooldown. Ultimately, though, not much changing.
Did also call Impact up from his bottom lane push, but he can go right back to bottom lane, start working on this extra minion wave here. I don't know if he can actually get up to any turret damage, because the defense from 100 Thieves will come through, though.
Yeah, not going to matter too much. We are going to see most likely a shield bow out of Ssumday is going for the much tankier, more defensive build. Obviously, Rush Hullbreaker, despite the nerfs, still goes for it. I do want to point out he had claimed 2 turret plates in the heads-up one-on-one before the TV play happened. As you were mentioning, he was doing really well in that lane already. Hit the spike, started pushing Impact around, and I think he's going to probably keep that pressure going. Has plenty of armor, of course, and shouldn't be too worried. It's really only the Orianna is going to threaten him too much.
And now that they have gotten to the mid game here, 400 Thieves with this lineup, again, your strategy is to try and keep your side lanes pushed in here with Twisted Fate and Graves. That's why he's built for Hullbreaker, even though it's nerfed on range, so that you can open up the map to try and pick people off in transition between the objectives. Since Abbeddage is currently on the top side, he also has Unleashed Teleport, could close in on any of these plays. But 100 Thieves doing a pretty good job of controlling this map. Utilizing the outer towers being down to push in the waves that give you that artificial minion vision,
right?
And force responses from the EG members to pick those waves up, and then transition over to the neutral objectives, which I even include Scuttle Crab in, even though it's a much smaller neutral objective than the Dragon or Rift Trail.
It is definitely smaller.
That sucker, especially for junglers,
objectively smaller.
It is definitely still valuable.
It is worth more gold than the Dragon.
It's
true.
And
that's really relevant. It gives more vision than Dragon.
Also true.
Yeah.
It is more crab-like than the Dragon.
It's definitely more crab-like.
It's more green than all the dragons except for Ocean Dragon.
I think Ocean Soul is.
Do we keep going? No.
I mean, it's got more legs.
Okay.
I think that's about it, though.
All it really reminded me of were the days of old when Dragon was worth 500 gold.
Oh, yeah.
And would even spawn at the beginning of the game, so you could even have level 1
the Dragon.
full 5-on-5s down there. Those are some good old days.
I remember doing that. We had a strategy. Everyone had an aura. We'd rush Aegis and all the other aura items, and we'd like drop Rally, and we would just like okay, it's 2 minutes, we're rushing Dragon, let's go. All right, get back to your lanes, everyone. See you in 5 minutes, we're doing it again. Got like really high. Just saying.
Mid-turret siege, though, is successful for Evil Geniuses as 100 Thieves are trying to split push on both sides. The payment is your mid tower. Still very dark here. I like the vision toggle from observers, though. Evil Geniuses are going to continue to get pushed around the map because of the mobility of the 100 Thieves comp here, and this is going to be the constant battle for them, trying to get enough vision to make their play with some success. They've got plenty of dive. They want to force their 5-on-5. A Jarvan plus Orianna combo with a Nautilus to guarantee it. Like, there's so much engage here for EG. If they could just get their hands on some 100 Thieves member, if they can actually get in a range to force it, they have so much power to try and engage with. And a lot of it is AoE, to the point of, Tahm Kench can just, eat one of the carries. With Jarvan and Orianna, you have really good AoE to try and split targets there.
Well, next Dragon's coming up, and it's going to be Soul Point for 100 Thieves. They can claim the second Cloud Drake of the game. Right now, this bottom river is completely fog of war. 50 shades of it, honestly, is Shadow Flowers. EG trying to walk their way in, but the Dragon's already up. Inspired Impact's going to spot it, but he's Mini-Gnar with no bar either. Easy Smite going to be claimed, and a Mini-Gnar is going to be attacked right now, taking for a little while. Is it going to be enough? Honestly, Closer has to flash out of the pit, so yes, a lot of time bought. 100 Thieves feel safe, though. TF on the way out, way back towards mid lane. No recompense here for EG, so Soul Point 100 Thieves.
Yeah, 100 Thieves rewarded for pushing in on both sides. First, again, the minion waves are still in pretty good positions for themselves, and they got Soul Point without any bloodshed again. So decisive here on burning that dragon. I really like the focus from this team. Just say, okay, we're getting the objective, and then everyone just get out afterwards. Even investing the flash from Closer instead of ulting over the back of the pit. And it is going to be objective acquired for them. So now we put another 5 minutes on the clock. Well, Twisted Fate play down to the bottom side. There's the split.
Impact is armor stack, but you got a mage in the mid lane. The double hop looks pretty good. The flash to safety. And Abbeddage, he had his 25 range gold card, but not enough damage to finish the kill afterwards. Good escape.
Yep, and that is a big summoner spell. No flash on Gnar does greatly hinder both the split pushing capabilities of Evil Geniuses, because Gnar is the split pusher for this team, but also their team fight. So that was a very intelligent pick to go for 400 Thieves. We mentioned these are going to be the rewards when you split the map and you have Twisted Fate. Eventually, you try and pick someone off in their rotation to these objectives. Since you got one of the most valuable flashes in the game here in Impact's flash, that hurts both playstyles for EG.
And now, you discount TF passive. You could argue it's a gold lead for EG in terms of gold earned. See what happens in this game, but a 3-minute countdown until Cloud Soul gives all that extra move speed. Makes those chases even easier, makes that kiting even easier. FBI on his way towards the third item needs that Lord Dominic's.
Yeah, so EG, next order of business, be at this next dragon well in advance of it spawning. I know this will be difficult because 100 Thieves should continue to push in on their side lanes, especially top lane. Minion waves should be under constant pressure from 100 Thieves, always pushing that out. But if EG can get early vision in advance of the arrival of this Cloud Drake, and then just get there in time, they have such good turn off of objectives. So much hard engage for them. And Orianna and Gnar both can cut off with their zone control a lot of the areas leading up to the dragon, like this corridor here, so dangerous to try and travel through when you're facing these big AoE abilities. So it's going to be really big, the timing of the resets for EG to set up for that neutral objective, and keeping an eye on that pushing topside minion wave.
Couple of brushes checked. Closer makes sure with the sweeper, he was juking in and out. Okay, no, it's in the brush. Okay, walk forward. Zap in the other one. All right, we seem to be okay up here, but doesn't feel safe enough to go for the control ward in the Baron Pit. As Vulcan walks his way over and tricorders out, realizes, that's a ward. Get rid of that one. Thank you very much. Off he walks as Closer goes for the next one, and now the vision once again pretty dark in the top side for EG. Vulcan puts one down a spot. Some of the spots, Danny got to check that brush. All right, no control wards in there. Fair enough. Closer sees the same thing.
Now, every time that top minion wave does get pushed in, it gives a little timer there for 100 Thieves, because someone has to go answer it. Currently, Jojo's going to go answer it. Orianna just kind of picks them up at the tower. And he does have his Unleashed Teleport cooldown off as well, so should be able to try and answer defensively with a teleport if 100 Thieves attempts going for one of those picks. Can't be too aggressive about it. Because Ori very vulnerable, even though he's got a stopwatch in inventory for one saving play.
It is interesting seeing the way assignments are going, is that TF is playing towards the top lane to push the waves in. You don't want to leave Jinx alone, so of course it's going to be Abbeddage. But that means Impact's like, oh, cool, I can push bot lane to a turret. Like, TF's nowhere near me. Like, this is great. I can actually play the side lanes. I love that. So, has been relatively few TF ults. 1 kill, 1 assist so far. 100 Thieves, though, 48 seconds to go, and Cloud Soul could be theirs.
All right, this is that crunch time for the setup we were alluding to. Now's the time to transition over, get your vision early around this dragon, so that you can then control these two corridors, get your vision through the river first, and force the face checks. Top side, though, good job from 100 Thieves. You see Abbeddage continually pushing in that top wave to try and keep him here. The teleports are ready, and here goes the first move into the river.
And right now, just now, Impact became Mini Gnar, burned the ulti, knowing he's not going to have it anyway. The cooldown's really short, by the way, at higher rank, especially with some haste. So, still 10 seconds to go, though, right? We have time to try to build that one back up. Next wave is coming in mid. Would love to see Impact actually grab that one, get him into that lane, get that bar charged up. TP's not coming in. 400 Thieves as well, and now, well, the battle may just compense. Keep in mind, the timer, right? The timer is on EG's favor. The longer it goes, the closer Impact is to Mega Gnar and that ulti. The longer 100 Thieves wait, the better it looks to the blue team. Once again, throwing the boomerangs in, touch the dragon, get the bar to fill up, and it's almost there.
Eyes on FBI. The dive towards Jinx will be the way that EG win.
Good ult to safety. Blue Trinket knows, okay, what's the flank look like? Nothing really. Decent poke, down to half HP. Platinum as well. In goes the engage, and just a bounce house. Closer's already gone. It's going to be taken up Ssumday. Somehow claims the dragon, and the red team grabbing a couple of kills here. 100 Thieves doing their very best, their home colors, and they are just slaughtering now. Looks like they got enough members alive that just nothing comes through. Danny left alone, but with no teammates, can't find another kill.
I saw that dragon at under 900 HP for what felt like an eternity. What happened there with the smite? It's going to be another kill picked up as they take down Danny as well. 100 Thieves just took over this game, Phreak. What a fight for them.
Power spikes were huge. Lord Dominic's was in for FBI. 3-item Jinx had managed to stay safe and just hits and hits and hits. Bud Light ace.
This is what I've been waiting for, this replay, because EG, they get the first kill, they blow up Closer, and then what happens with the smite game? Okay, so ultimate is down. Now it's difficult for Closer to go back in. FBI chunking them down here, softening up evil geniuses, but as they shockwave in this Volibear, he tries to come in.
Inspired,
yeah, he's going for the fight, and he dunks onto Huhi, the Tahm Kench with FBI back there. He tries to flash back into the pit, but Ssumday sees it. He's like, Inspired, you're too far away from the objective. You went for the dive on the back line, and so Ssumday sees the line, sees the angle. He gets the job done on Graves, and then he lives with the stopwatch. FBI's heal as well gets him back up, and he is the hero once again. The flank around the back from Ssumday, eyes on the prize, and then this one on Danny, just sticking around after the fight, right there in the open. Great job from Huhi. They land the slow, they land the W follow-up. Beautiful stuff from him, and 100 Thieves currently on the 4-game win streak, looking to extend it to 5.
Looking really good. Dunk at the backside. Abbeddage had the flash still from the last fight. Just gets away cleanly, not even going to matter. Well done there. The Baron buff push keeps continuing as now 2 towers are gone. Mid's gone, top tier 2 as well. Easy stuff. 100 Thieves, yeah, really, really doing so well right now. 3,000 gold in the Red Bull Baron power play, and now we can see Abbeddage heading to the bottom side. Has ulti up, no flash or TP, but can still ulti to the fight. He'll push in bot for tier 2.
Man, all this extra move speed too for the side of 100 Thieves just further helps this split push game. This makes it more difficult to catch their split pushers, more annoying. And when you have Baron buff plus all this extra speed and the gold advantage, easy for them to close in. Look at all these towers now dropping. Everything outside of inhibitors taken off the map. Baron buff here gonna allow the 4-1 from 100 Thieves to get right up close.
What we got going on here? A little temp of the zap. Because ultimately, the wave will go down. 100 Thieves spending most of their effort here. Always keeping Ssumday though, split up. No TP onto him. Level 17 though. And we'll have mid pushed in soon. The wave's right behind him. Long range damage coming across. Thank you to the cannon minion. Finally, EG have enough reinforcements to go ahead and push that one forward, and they're going to be okay. Abbeddage, we know he is flashless, but he gets a root, and they can't quite get the rest of the chase down just yet. Gets all the way through. Rocket's going to go wide. The mid turret nearly dead. Something they can't quite go in because he would be flanked. Abbeddage going to join the left-hand side, and turret finally falls to the minion pressure.
Whew. I mean, some games, Phreak, they're slow for a while and they just explode with one fight, and this has been one of them. All right, Abbeddage, let's see if he can get out of it. This one, he's got gold cards, he's got cloud, move speed, no problem for him, just walks his way out. 100 Thieves get to go spend all of that gold they just acquired, and now they come back out onto the Rift, basically as kings. Everybody full up on their inventory, and now the celebration tweets can even start to come through. Happy birthday!
Yep. Yeah, it's a good present to have. You know, 100 Thieves, like, pretty much this point going to be locking in top 3. It's going to be pretty hard to lose this point here. Danny gets a good escape.
Dude, I still can't believe Ssumday with the flank around the back gets to slip in there and steal away the dragon. That is insane. They had just killed the enemy jungler, Phreak. There was no other smite contest.
Yep.
But they lost track of every member of 100 Thieves, and Ssumday gets paid for his flank. And the fact that he lived too with that stopwatch
is good.
Massive.
Yeah, they added up pretty well. Unfortunately, Danny was able to land that last shot. There was technically time to like maybe get a Q or a zap or something when he came out of stopwatch, but obviously the man was busy, so ended up going to change the result of the fight regardless. So pretty good luck, 1-0 and 2 with a Dragon Soul to his name as well. Add that to the scoreboard. Like, where's the fantasy points for that one? I'm pretty sure he's on my team, so really could use that. Plus maybe 50 for a Dragon Soul, I think is fair, maybe. Just as a thought, you know, maybe consider it. But EG, what are they going to find now? Well, an Elder Dragon in 1 minute. And that's kind of the go for broke moment. At that point, it's like, well, they've spent, they're up 7K. Not going to get much of a better chance in stealing that.
And the conversation around the league currently has been absolutely dominated by Cloud9 and Team Liquid.
Yeah.
And I think rightfully so to this point. But with assuming they get this win for 100 Thieves, they can close this out. This does bring them within 1 game of both Cloud9 and Team Liquid. This will push 100 Thieves to 10 wins. Yes, both Cloud9 and Team Liquid have games today that they could also win and increase that lead, but this does really put 100 Thieves back within striking distance and back within this conversation where people are assuming at the beginning of this year that 100 Thieves would be, you know, from the very beginning in this top, you know, conversation at the very top of the league, coming from being champions last year. I just think it is nice to see this resurgence from them.
Absolutely. And it also means that you have that extra little incentive to guarantee that first seed. Because second plays third first round, right? And I thought it was going to be TL because Cloud9 looked unstoppable. Turns out TSM's just better, so good to them. And so now that Cloud9 TL battle for first, like, yeah, dodging 100 Thieves kind of matters here, you know? So that kind of makes that race even more exciting as well, which I'm happy about. And now Elder Dragon It was Ssumday last time, who's gonna be this time? Because Gnar and Ssumday, yeah, those two are busy fighting each other on the other side of the map, which is a battle that Graves is gonna win. How long do you want to play the 4-on-4? Because Graves eventually takes your base. If this takes 7 years, you eventually win the game, so can you play it that slowly? It's EG who start the Dragon. It's EG who now have to burn the occasional cooldown, the occasional bit of their health bar.
Ssumday is blasting impact too. 100 Thieves just need to buy time.
Well, fight starts. Closer Zonius is to get away from the Nautilus stun. Shockwave gonna be flashed by FBI. Dragon still alive at half HP. Closer well pushed out. Anchor on a Huhi. Knockup comes in. Chomps on his support. Onto the AD carry. FBI just gets deleted, but the rest of the map matters as well. 2 for 0, and Elder Dragon could be a guarantee. Closer has to be marked. Danny flashes in for the chase. Right on top of Vulcan. A double kill for Zeri. And the TP will be here in time. EG had to go, and they went boldly, and they found a couple of kills. They found 3 for 1, and now the rest of it matters, though. With Elder Dragon online, Ssumday no longer wins that fight.
Ssumday wins the 1v1, but 100 Thieves lose the 4v4 by Elder Dragon, and now Impact wants to use that buff.
Okay, yeah, no more Gnar buff, so you gotta get away from that one. But well done.
He wanted to keep him here long enough for the transition. Look at the mini-map, the river. Inspired and Danny are heading up towards Baron right now, and Ssumday got chunked out. He heals right back off the jungle, but I don't think they saw vision. They didn't see them go in onto this Baron. So Ssumday's going to actually complete the recall. He's got Unleashed Teleport. Maybe they go for the push instead with Abba.
Going down here towards Impact, not in range for the stun. Of course, Rapid Fire Cannon on cooldown basically, so we can't find a gold card there. This will be a turret. This will be the Nexus probably as well as stun. Gonna be mostly inconsequential. Objective claimed, bounty claimed, Mega Gnar tanky. And now with Baron, Vulcan and EG cling on to this one. Down to 2,300 gold difference.
Ooh. Evil geniuses, they get Elder Dragon and Baron, but they lose most of their base. Critically, it is only 2 inhibitors, not all 3. All 3 gives you the multiplicative effect with double supers in every single lane, and it's much more difficult to deal with. So I expect EG with this Baron buff to do mostly tedious work of clearing out multiple lanes of super minions that are going to be constantly pushing into them, and you should see a little bit of a rubber band of the gold coming back towards EG if they can just continue to farm these lanes. But they got both neutral objectives in a very, very difficult setup for themselves. So because Ssumday was crushing the 1v1 during this whole time, he blasts through Impact, takes the inhibitor himself, but that's why the 4v4 at the objective is so critical. Vulcan goes for the hook. They get a very early Tahm Kench ult out of Huhi and then immediately stomp on FBI right afterwards. As soon as he comes out of the Tahm Kench mouth there, they get the kill and then they get the objective. So with that Baron, they actually push really hard here and fast. 26 seconds left on the Elder Dragon buff as well. That's what's really giving them the threat.
Graves vs. Gnar still exists though. Elder Dragon on for 15. Once that time's out, Ssumday probably wins his fight, but until then, it's going to be tough to win that 4-on-4. Closer slowed up. And one does Inspired find his engage. The rocket for poke, not too bad. Jojopyun shields a bit of it.
And that rubber band effect of the gold has done its work. It was a 2,000 gold lead almost for 100 Thieves before we went into that replay. And now that has been erased, completely deleted by EG pushing up. Plus, a bunch more minions here for Impact to soak inside their base. Evil geniuses have recovered pretty substantially, but now their buffs are wearing out.
And we end in a state where EG have 2 levels, 1 on jungle, 1 on AD carry for now. Gold is equal, but 100 Thieves are up a Dragon Soul. By the top scoreboard, I'd say it's actually reasonably close. Maybe slightly 100 Thieves' favor, but obviously a very, very tight game here. Now, most of the minions, of course, are no longer going to be worth XP as the level 18s come through. That's going to stop mattering, yet still shared across those champions.
I think 100 Thieves, as long as they play their split push out well here, should be pretty highly advantaged. You've got Cloud Soul to allow your Twisted Fate and your Graves to get massive pressure from pushing in on both of those side lanes. And Tahm Kench to try and keep your Jinx safe. So this should be, you know, they have a lot of tools to control the map with here for 100 Thieves, and that should be their way out. The way out for Evil Geniuses is straight up the middle, Phreak. They've got massive hard engage. You got to find that pick, get within range of someone, and start picking off those kills.
The difficulty I have with the 100 Thieves comp, though, is if Ssumday stays split, they are sort of, if you round, it's a one-threat comp. Because Abbeddage has a rapid-fire cannon, a Zhonya's, a low-stack Magi. Like, his damage is not nearly as high as Jojo.
And that's why I emphasize playing the map, not playing the team fight for them.
Well, of course, but it just means, like, if the fight starts, like, we saw that last Dragon battle, right? You dunk in on towards Jinx, he gets Tahm Kench spit out, spits back out, those blues kill Jinx, you can't do anything. Oh, we got to stun on the bottom side, though, and that's what we're looking for, right? Playing the map, Kobe, you said so. Impact will be gold carded again, burns the stopwatch shield, or the stone plate shield, I should say. That no on cooldown, but the reports have arrived.
They have to back out now. EG, you can poke and prod at this team, but if you stick around too long after an attempted pick, that's when the pain comes, once every member arrives. They do have to deal with some downed inhibitors for a little bit longer. Top one respawns now, so bottom one should be pretty short to follow. Oh, we have the timer as well, 1 minute away on bottom inhibitor. And if EG can just get all their inhibitors respawned, then you have way more time to work with, because you're not worried about that super quick backdoor effort. You know, Twisted Fate is one of the most fun champions to split push with, because you can Twisted Fate ultimate in across the map and bring a ward with you to have your other split pusher teleport to you inside the base, and you get some really exciting double, basically, teleports into opponent base to go for some backdoor action.
40 seconds on the Elder Dragon. 100 Thieves, they gold card, you know, the very green scuttle. The greenest thing on the map.
Nice.
Vulcan flashes in, finds his hook. Is it enough to matter, though, as Closer's going to ult away? A stun's going to land. Shockwave chomped up by Huhi. Is it enough, though? Can Jinx kill the team? It's a lot of damage. That is one giant threat, as Graves still winning a silent up against Gnar. Abbeddage over the wall, cannot find the empowered stun. Now he does, but the shield is there. And Inspired will stay safe.
So close there for 100 Thieves, punishing that. Jojo got chunked incredibly low, basically out of the fight. Abba tries to sneak around the back, and now with the Cloud Soul, they move in over the extra move speed, dodges out on the hook.
And Vulcan taking some damage. Ooh, a little bit more on the bottom side. They're getting corralled in and gonna have to run away. Impact, yeah. Mini Gnar, but could be stunned, will be attacked, and will be taken down. Almost certainly. They won't find the knockup just yet, though. And meanwhile, Graves is pushing the base. Impact running for his damn life. Will get Mega Gnar, and in fact, he's going to buy so much time, but honestly, time is something that 100 Thieves have right now. Oh. They go out back down to this Elder Dragon. And with Impact not around, it's a momentary 4v3. They're going to dive right on in. Huge damage on a Vulcan. They're going to find one already. Graves still in the base as well. Stopwatch burned. Gnar back in. What's he going to find, though, is the question. Kills traded back and forth as Danny slays Closer, stays alive. And it's just EG with the team fight diff. Jojopyun, they'll start trying to hold the Graves away, but the base is in shambles. Is it going to be a steal somehow? He does. I think he got it. He did. He spell booked Smite. And the Elder Dragon has been claimed by Abbeddage. He's got an ult. He's got a summoner spell. He's got a dragon. And he's got the assist on that.
They got to defend Zeri, though. Zeri is at the Nexus, Phreak. They have to defend. Danny is forcing them off of the push. Danny is protecting their Nexus by being offensive here. The push up the middle from Danny. Zeri goes straight for it. With the extra move speed, he can jump right back out over the wall as well. He saved the game, even with Abbeddage hero steal in on the Elder Dragon. Danny goes for that counter push straight up the middle. This is why I love these differences in team comp styles in the late game. So fun to push and pull around these late game objectives with open bases. And now inhibitors down on both sides. 2 on the side of Evil Geniuses, 1 on the side of 100 Thieves, and they go straight for the Baron. This is going to greatly accelerate their split push.
Even though Abbeddage is dead, Jojopyun is as well, and Abba could show up first, so Baron gonna be claimed yet again. 100 Thieves! Is it enough this time?
Yeah, I think so. It's so hard to deal with the split push of Baroned up Cloud Soul teams. There's so much mobility and pushing power here with this extra buff. As long as they have Abbeddage push up this super minion wave towards mid, then their one tower at Nexus should be okay, and he can just teleport to the rest of the team.
Down goes the wave. Stay alive, but yeah, how much we're getting out of this one? An Elder buff on 1, a Baron buff on 4. Actually, might I land up that it was on TF as well? Should be a buff on 5. One more recall. I think Abbeddage had to fill out his last item slot. We saw him sell a little bit ago.
Now, there is going to be pressure on all lanes because, as you can see on screen, 100 Thieves with the Baron buff get their pressure topside. Super minions will do it for them on bottom side, and Abbeddage, again, trying to work through those supers through mid. So they're pushing in on all sides on EG. EG are a caged animal right now, and they're going to have to get aggressive. They're going to have to fight their way out. They're waiting for this Elder buff to fall off, though, because that is the biggest team fight threat that they're facing. If they wait for the Elder to fall off and then go for the fight, if they can kill FBI, they do stand a chance.
Does Vulcan find an enterprising engage? Does FBI get picked off?
It's so intense right now. That was actually a good kind of pressure breaker.
It's good.
Ssumday has done so much work this game, by the way, destroying this base, putting in every little last ounce of effort, and now Abba actually transferring from mid down to bottom side. So two-pronged attack here from 100 Thieves, and they're closing in.
Impact is not that fast. Of course, keep in mind, we still have that Cloud Soul in these dances. Move speed means so much, and I feel like it's making a pretty big difference here in the ability to get in and out of these fights. Ssumday pushing back in through, and that's going to be triple inhibitor. So from now,
yes,
we will start spawning double supers per wave. We go from 2 on the map per wave to 6 on the map per wave. The last inhibitor does all the heavy lifting for infinite lane pressure, and we see them come in now.
All right, now 100 Thieves, all they have to do is keep EG at arm's length. Don't expose a vulnerable high priority target to a flash play from Vulcan. That is basically what you're worried about. So if you just wait for the reinforcements of super minions from all 3 lanes and you stand behind them as an extra layer of safety, you will eventually be able to erode away at the Evil Genius's last remnants of defense here. And that's when you get to see EG get really desperate. They know time is working against them.
When's he gonna find the engage? Right now, the wave clear, not horrible from Titanic Hydra Zeri, but they still push in, they're still tanky, and it's still pretty tough. Impact looks forward, can't find Abbeddage. Not gonna matter, he's still able to play out of the range here. And now is the first double stacked wave. Top and bot coming in, but top inhibitor died, so that one's not gonna be buffed up as well. It'd be like, weirdly, desync inhibitors mean that you don't get that much pressure out of it. Impact goes in towards Ssumday, feels good about the fight.
Mini.
And 100 Thieves wait out their entire Baron, but with nothing going on, Closer ults back to safety. 100 Thieves do not have a good enough team fighting composition to make these go over. Even with Baron, even with supers, they cannot actually approach the Nexus.
They're poking away at the inhibitor, though. FBI using fishbones, rocket after rocket. Now he's exposed.
Has to be chomped up, though. That is a major cooldown gone. And salute to that one, a good engage. It's going to be Vulcan forcing that one out.
And the EG defense holds, Phreak. Backs against the wall, all the buffs on 100 Thieves. They had Baron and Elder and the Dragon Soul, but EG with the threat, so much looming engage on their team, they don't allow 100 Thieves to step up and get any structure damage and actually any headway in ending this game. So the inhibitors respawn on both sides for EG.
40 seconds now for the Elder Dragon. Mid gonna be, as we can see, gone for 2.5. Obviously, 100 Thieves weathered that storm. They are still down 1 Nexus turret, and with, of course, mid open, that means EG win a solid fight, and they just end the game. You can have Nautilus tank the turret for you, and you can just kind of close it out even without a wave. But at the very least, 100 Thieves get mid to push for them, but we keep ticking down. 20 seconds till the Elder Dragon comes up. A 6-kill Zeri, basically full build here. At this point, you can actually sell Triforce for Kraken. It probably actually makes some degree of sense, but we now look at the Baron dance. Vulcan gonna make first contact, stunned up, but has Aftershock. He's gonna be all right for a while. Here comes the dunk again. Chopped up by Zeri. There goes him, Inspire, but it's not an important target. Abbeddage gets away. Impact fight for the backline. A triple, a quadra Gnar ulti, I can't tell, but he's not tanky enough for a Jinx. Huhi will drop, I believe, 2 for 1 so far. Advantage 100 Thieves, and they want to march down mid if they can.
It's just the front line's traded there. It is Impact and Huhi going down. Jojopyun not going to be able to give the DPS, but Danny can do it himself.
Danny's going to try, goes in for closer, jumps to the wrong side of the wall. It's a flash, making it happen. Already Nautilus is down, but Danny misses a couple of Qs, lands one there. The flash auto, Ssumday's flash wins everything. He gets Dragon Souls, he gets the base, he gets solo kills, he wins team fights, and it's his day all along. 100 Thieves fought and scraped and battled, and EG were with them every step of the way. But 100 Thieves basically secure at least top 3. They will take down the Nexus. What a game!
Ssumday is the man. Woo! Woo! What a split. Not just this game, Phreak, all split long. Ssumday has been doing heavy lifting for 100 Thieves. He has split pushed, he has played front lines. When they want him to play tanks, he'll get on tanks. He did it with Tryndamere, he does it with Graves.
Yep.
What a monster.
Turns out, when you add a top laner whose name starts with Sum, it becomes a stronger team overall. This man has been huge. That was dumb, I know, but I wanted to go for it anyway. But really, really, really massive. His first Graves game of the year. Man, it looks like he's been an expert his whole life. That was outstanding.
He was the whole difference this game. It was so good, so well played from Ssumday. Nice incorporation of the Twisted Fate as well, I have to say, 400 Thieves. It took them a while to get going. I was expecting a little bit more early action with Volibear, Twisted Fate, but once they opened up the play with that bottom side play, first ganking mid, Volibear and Twisted Fate, they get the kill onto Jojo, they go down bottom side, they open up the map, Ssumday really starts split pushing, and they bring it home.
Well done. We're joining the Tigris and Ssumday for our Verizon Post-Game interview.